the meat of a the end of a season like this, why you choose the 100 instead of the 200, or what is the fundamental reason of your choice?
It's shorter. At the end of at the end of the World Championships, I felt kind of tired than usual. So I figured I wasn't in the shape that I usually am at the end of the season because I got injured, so I didn't get to prepare the right way I wanted to. So I decided, you know what, it's easier to do 100 meters than actually 200 meters. So I just decided not to.
Is this your last race in the season?
Yes, yes it is. You're late.
That was a quick breakfast. I was at your room.
How tired are you, Usain, after the Worlds?
Surprisingly, I am tired, but I wouldn't say I'm extremely tired. If you watch all the other athletes throughout on the circuit now, you can see that it's kind of going down. They're trying their best. Some have gotten injured because when your body's tired and you try to push your body, as I said in the Worlds, you tend to get injured. So as an athlete, you have to be very careful when you're running, not to push your body too much when you start feeling tired. So after the season, I took a long break before I competed again. And we trained, but we didn't try to push ourselves too much. So I'm not feeling so bad today, so it's good.
You still set yourself a special goal beyond winning on Friday?
For me, I always come to these meets to do my best because the fans come out, they want to see the best of you. So for me, I come here to run as fast as possible, to really give them a good show, just to show my appreciation for the fact that they come out to see me. So for me, it's always just a great honor to come here and compete. It's always a full and just exciting meet for me.
You were not tempted for the 200 because Brussels had a fantastic bend?
Yeah, actually, I started out saying I was going to run the 200 meters. It was actually, was it last week?
Yes.
It was, it was last week I decided that, coach, nah, let's not run the 200 meters. But it's going to be a great field. I saw the lineup for the 200 meters. It's going to be a hot race. Pretty much everybody in that 200 meters, so it should be a good run anyway without me.
You said, would you say that in general the season is too long for you guys?
No, I think it's all about just preparing yourself. I think we have had longer seasons until the end of September, so we've been to the full run. But I think it's just if you're not prepared sometimes, at the end of the season, your body get really tired. So next season, I'll make sure I'm much more prepared to go for a longer haul, although we won't have a championship. But I'll make sure I prepare very well. So at the end of the season, I'll still feel good to come to these meets and run fast times.
Now that you mentioned next season, can you give us like a sneak preview where you want to go, what you want to do, what goals you're going to have like in a season like that?
Well, throughout the season, on an off year, I always try to encourage my coach to turn it down a little bit, but he says we can't because leading up to the other championships, we need to get a foothold next season to make sure that it's a positive step towards the next season. That's going to be a World Championship season, so we can't afford to get injured like last time when I kind of didn't do much in the off season and then I got injured and I had to start from scratch all over again. So this season we won't make that mistake again, so we'll definitely put in the work and run the season like any normal season.
Commonwealth Games?
Not sure. We'll have to discuss that. We'll see what my coach says.
What would be the attraction of doing something like the Commonwealth Games?
Well, the only thing so far is really on the positive side is that I've never been to Commonwealths, and it's always good to add to your collection of gold medals going to a Commonwealth. But the coach always decides if it's necessary to go or not. So we'll see what we come up with at the end of the season. For me, I don't really know. To me, I run 9:58, so that's kind of hard for him to say. Everybody says everything to get in to the media to stir up a little bit, but he couldn't never beat me. That's as far as I'm concerned. That's just him trying to get some attention, really. But I don't see Ben Johnson beating me at any time.
We've talked in the past about, you've obviously been in the past about your goals, your desire, and how do you kind of keep yourself going? You've obviously, you've won, your kind of record breaker in terms of the World Championships, you've done the double twice at the Olympics. I mean, is there a kind of issue with motivation? You've got it.
I've said this season that starting out it was a slight problem motivating myself because I couldn't find that goal, that drive to get going again. But I sat down and I really thought to myself, what do I really want and what can I do in this sport some more? So I've made up my mind that if I want to be among the greats of Ali and Pele and all these guys, I have to continue dominating until I retire. I don't want to have an off season where, Usain was on top this year and then I have to try to get back the next year. So for me right now, I'm really focused on getting every season correct, trying not to get injured and just continue dominating. So at the end of my career, people will put me amongst the greats.
And there has been talk about possibly taking on another discipline.
No, that talk is gone now.
You talked about motivating yourself. Could you take us on a journey through your mind? What do you say to yourself, for example, a minute before you start running?
Well, for me, at that time, I tend to be at the start line and always being introduced. So it's always just having fun with the crowd, really. Trying to just get the energy up because I enjoy competing in front of an energetic crowd. So for me, it's always great to just be among these people and just it helps me to relax when the energy is loud and it's fun for me. And then all I have to do is just really focus for the race. So take a deep breath.
You see your opponents next to you and you see the racing track in front of you. What are the words that are going through your head?
No, not really. Most of the times, the last things I always try to say to myself is try to get a good start, really, because that's the hardest part of my race is always to try to get a good start. So for me, that's always my focus, really.
You say you gave Worlds a 7 out of 10. Which grades do you give yourself for your season?
I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't the perfect season. I don't know. I won, but I wouldn't say it was in Usain Bolt fashion, but I'd say probably an 8 maybe.
And we can still expect a 10 out of 10 to come in the following years, or?
Always. I've learned from this season that I am getting older. So when I get injured, it's harder to come back from injury and get back up to the 9.6, 9.5 region. So now the key thing now is to try to stay injury free. And now I have to be much more focused, much more responsible on things that I do. So all I have to do is just focus and get it right. So next season will be the first one I will be trying to really get it right and make sure I have no injuries.
You say, I don't know if you are aware of this, but there's been talk in Brussels of destroying the stadium where the meeting is going to be held and build a new one. Some people say without a track. Do you have something to say about this?
Well, for me, I heard and I was shocked to know that they would actually think of such thing because this meeting is one of everybody comes to this meet every year. I've been here every season as long as I'm fit, and I really enjoy competing here. And it's always full. The energy is always high. So for me, to hear something like that is just ridiculous. To really know that somebody will destroy a stadium and build another stadium without a track, because I really enjoy being here. The people are great, the fans are great. I enjoy football, but track is my life, so I'd definitely love to see a track here.
Talking about soccer, Usain, are you responsible for Belgian players going to Man United?
I would. I think it was always in the cards he was gonna go, but I was just making a point because I kept on. They were waiting too long, I would say. I know Man U always wait to the end of the transfer window to sign a player, but I watched a few matches and I wasn't pleased, so I was just voicing my opinion as a big Manchester United fan.
What do you think of Murray's lineup?
It's full of energy. That's one. That's one thing. But I haven't watched a lot of games he's played. I've seen a few because I'm a Manchester United fan. So he scored on us, I think, twice, if I remember correctly. So right now he wasn't in my good books, but he's now a Manchester United player. So I'll be watching him closely.
You said it was the best team ever. So
Yeah,
he's your friend.
Yeah, we have 20 titles and a lot more to come, so he's right on that.
There is another player missing there, midfielder or something.
No, there could be, but we'll have to work. We have to keep these players, make it work until the middle of the season when we have a chance to bring more players to the team. But I'm happy that he's there. He'll help to strengthen the midfield, which I think is the weakest part of Manchester United's side right now. So we'll see what happens in the upcoming games.
You said your national anti-doping agency has been under fire these last few weeks. Are you concerned with this? Do you feel yourself in danger because of this for the future?
Surprisingly, people are focusing on this thing and saying, "Oh, Jamaicans don't get tested and blah blah blah." But we are on a list of the IWF top 20. As long as you're in the top 20 in the world, you get random testing. So I get tested from WADA and IWF also. So even if the Jamaicans don't have the right facilities, which they do test us, but we also get tested by different associations. So I have no worries because I do get tested.
How many times have you been tested this year?
I tend to not keep count because it varies. Sometimes it's on a regular, and then sometimes it's not so much. But that's why it's random, so you don't know when it's going to happen. But it's been a few times. So.
But when you hear that WADA say that maybe they're going to punish Jamaica because they don't do enough tests in Jamaica, you not worried?
For me, they say it, but what can I do? I can't really do anything about that. It's all about Jamaican Federation to put it in place. But it's funny when I heard that they said they're going to ban Jamaica from the next Olympics. I kind of laughed because that'd be kind of interesting to see.
What's the earliest time they've ever waking you up?
Huh?
What's the earliest moment they've ever woken you up for a test?
Surprisingly, my test hours is actually at like 7 in the morning because I'm sure I'll want to use the bathroom then, and I'm always going to be home at 7 in the morning. So that's in Europe that's my testing hour, and in Jamaica it's 6. So yeah, I made one mistake this summer. I got up and I went to the bathroom, but I didn't look at the time. And as soon as I went to the bathroom, I was like, oh God. I could feel the fact that they were going to come, and like 25 minutes after that, they were knocking on the door, and I was so upset. I had to wait like an hour and a half before I could go again.
Usain, those of us watching you in Moscow, we've seen a different Usain than we did, say, in Beijing or in Berlin. You seem more subdued, you seem more serious. How does that come naturally, or how do you have to work for that, or how does that happen?
Well, I always explain to you guys, with me, it's all about the energy that I get when I'm where I am. Sometimes I'll be in a very good mood, I wake up, I'm happy. It's just who I am. And sometimes I'm not in a great mood. Sometimes I go to the stadium and the energy is so loud, it gives me that vibes to try to think of something to do. But in Russia, if you were there, it wasn't that much of an energy. So I'm not a person who try to force doing something that I don't want to do. Then it's unnatural, and then sometimes you might do something stupid. So for me, I let it happen just naturally for me. So in the 200 meters, I was much more fun. More energy was there, so you saw it coming out. In the 4x1s, it's the same because I was with my teammates, so the energy was different. So it all depends on where I'm at. what mood I woke up in and stuff like that.
You said you were talking about retirement. Is there any specific date you have in mind?
Well, so far it's after the Olympics in Rio. I think if I'm in great shape and I go there and do what I have to do, I think it'll be a good time to retire on top and just being dominated for so long.
So can I ask you about James DeSaulo, the British sprinter who's going to line up against you tomorrow? He's made a breakthrough this year, running under 10 seconds, made the final of the World Championships. In terms of dealing with the physical and mental stress going forward, what would you advise him?
Not to run, really. I think if you get injured at this part of the season, running now is not going to really help you in any way as an athlete. Especially, I think it's a groin injury he has, because I saw him in London when he was trying to go out there and run. I was like, what is he doing? He was trying to do some starts to see if he could run. And I was like, if you're feeling groin pain, one thing I've learned over the years is that the groin is one of the weakest muscles in the body, and it's an injury that stays with you forever. So for me, my advice would him just to call it a season, give his groin as much rest as possible, and just come for the next season, because I don't see the point in him really competing now. He has nothing to prove. He has done what he has done already in the season. Now he has to focus on coming next season, repeating or even better in that performance. So that's what I have to say.
What about Adam Jamili? How do you rate the way he's performed over the last 2 seasons?
Well, he's surprised. He has really surprised me over the 200 meters. I think he has surprised himself to the way he has competed. And for me, that shows a true champion, because he really came out there and he did pretty well, and he made his country proud. He ran pretty hard. And for me, I love to see that in an athlete, that fight, that drive to be the best at what you do. So for me, he's a great athlete. I've said hopefully they don't pressure him now that he's doing so well in the 200 meters, just to really let him come into his own and just to learn and to get better.
What about our retirement? Do you have any idea how your life would look like after retirement?
No, no, I have no idea. It would be a lot of just laying around maybe. But we're working on some things to figure out what would be the best thing to do after I retire. At the end of the season, we will sit down, have a meeting, me and my team, and then we work out what's the best way to go. Starting to put things in place for when I retire.
What do you do now for leisure?
I go out, party, go to the beach, play some football, a lot of video game. Yeah, that's me.
You have a very busy schedule here in Brussels. Now you landed yesterday, now press conference, later this day press conference. Do you have the time to see something here?
No, well, personally, I never try to see the cities. Reason being, I look at it as I come here all the time, but for me, at the end of my career, I want to travel also. So then it'd be much easier for me to travel around and see what I want to see in a more relaxed setting. So I'm going to wait until I retire. Then I may take a European trip, maybe 2 months, and just travel around Europe and see the things that I want to see.
You say in cycling, the Tour de France, you know, the winner, Chris Froome, he got during press conferences questions about doping all the time. This year, you've had about the same thing happening to you in London as well with the doping cases. How do you feel about that as an athlete, that you have kind of answered everything?
No, well, it happens. I think it's very bad on the sports and it's hard, but things happen sometimes by mistakes. Some people do it purposely, but in life, I try to set a good example. I try to inspire people, try to inspire everyone, to show them that you can do it without drugs. It's just to be more focused, but it happens, and I just have to deal with it, really, and that's what I'm doing.
You said there was no more talk of other events. Does that mean you've ruled out completely running a one-off 400 or 4x4?
No 400. I think early in the season we always have to run 400 meters. That's like a ritual for us in Jamaica. My coach always wants me to run at least 2 400 meters. Everybody in the club run at least 2 400 meters for the season, but running it more professionally, I would say no, it's not going to happen.
In the race against Mo Farah?
Well, there's been a lot of talk, but we'll see what happens. I haven't really talked to Mo directly about it yet, but for me, in my mind, it would be something fun, fun to do. People ask me if I could do it, but I have to see where my training takes me. Because I don't like going into a race knowing that I'm going to lose. So I would like to train and see if be in a shape to actually even not beat him, but give him a good, strong competition. It's for charity, so it'll be fun. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So how will you approach the race on Friday? Bearing in mind you said you're a bit tired, and then there's a danger of getting injured when you push your body so hard so late in the season.
I think I'm feeling much better. I think my coach throughout this period we haven't really tried to do much. We're just trying to get a lot of rest, do less, but make sure my technique is there, make sure my speed is still up. Like simple things, but we haven't really pushed too much. We have really taken our time, trying to give my body a lot of time to get rest. So I'm definitely feeling much better than Zurich, so we'll see. And I always seem to run fast here, so we'll see what happens.
You just praised Brussels, and yet the problem with Brussels is it's always the end of the season.
Yeah.
Always you're a little tired. What are the pluses when you go into Brussels?
But
A couple of days before?
I've proven to, over the years, there's been a few years that I've been here and I've not gotten injured in the season. I've always run fast here, no matter what. I've always done great here, and I really enjoy it. The fans are always so full of energy, and as I said earlier, the fact that I'm hearing that they're going to tear down the stadium and not build another track here is just a ridiculous thing to even say, pretty much, because it's attracted so much people over the years. A lot of people have come from different European countries to see me compete, so for me it's just would be sad, really. But I love Brussels and I enjoy coming here. And as I said, the key thing when you come to a track is the energy and how fast you run. And it's always been great energy, and I always run fast, so I always want to come.
You said till the end of your career is now about winning titles, staying injury-free. What are the chances of you ever beating your own records? Is that something that you have to forget, put aside, or is still somewhere in your mind?
I think it's definitely in my mind. I think the 100 is going to be the hardest to actually get because it's a lot more technical. It's going to be hard to get, but I think the 200 is there to really try to go fast over 200 meters because I've mastered the art of running the turn. So if I can stay injury-free and be in good shape, then it's possible for me to definitely go after the world record. That would be much easier. But next season, I think, would be the better season because there's no championship, so it'll be all just fast running all season, just trying to go as fast as possible. So as long as I stay injury-free next season, I think you guys will see me attempting a few times to try to break some records.
After the last goal, we can do it here.
Friday's going to be DJ at an event. Which song is there that says something about your life?
My life?
Yeah. That's like, wow, this is my song because...
I don't know. I've never really looked at it like that. For me, I just love the energy of every song. I try to listen to all genres of songs, music, really. So for me, I really don't know. So I just love music. No, I don't. I just love music all around. Because there's so much music coming out. And because I'm in Europe, people keep sending me music all the time from Jamaica. I keep hearing new songs, so it's hard to really pick one favorite song now. Until when I go home and I go out, then I'll be more in tune with everything that's going on.
Yeah. Okay, no more questions? Don't go away.
Don't go?
I was late. But I had a good reason for that. You know Prince Albert from Monaco?
Yes.
Very well.
Yeah.
When Prince Albert got married, and he had a fantastic banquet with all the royalties of all over the world, the dinnerware where they were eating on was created by a Belgian. That Belgian you see next to me is Piet Stockmans, and he created for the first time a sports trophy in porcelain, which we are going to give tomorrow to the winners on Friday, but we are going to give you now for your outstanding career and your loyalty to the Brussels meet. Piet, can you please see what you created this time?
Yes, of course. So, you have not to run tomorrow because you have still one. I rolled up the map of Belgium because Belgium is the country where the memorial is, and it's also the colors of Belgium, and it's the blue of the hope and fidelity in sport. Please.
Thank you very much. Almost like the Olympic top.
Yes. Of course, it's also a symbol.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Please, that's nice.
Ruben.
Thank you, Usain. Thank you very much.